Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Suikoden 2 walkthrough. Alright, so we're actually just starting out here in the Green Hill Matilda, I believe this is, forest. And that was a recipe number 29, and that is obtained from the zombie slugs. It just had a, real quick, I guess, post-battle spoils brag? I don't know, explanation. But anyways, all right. So at that point, I decided that since I think I had pretty much anything farmed here that I really wanted to, it was time to move on and take down the harpy. Now, obviously, we're back in the Rakutai Mountains, and this will be the completion of the Hutch. Oh, I always say Hutch, Humphrey and Futch side quest or recruitment quest, however you want to say that. But the harpy can be kind of nasty. It actually does. What it'll randomly do is pick somebody up and then like drop them, and unfortunately that puts characters off balance. So, if your characters aren't very leveled up or you don't have decent gear, you'll probably just end up doing a lot of this with Humphrey himself. And that can be kind of rough, to be completely honest. I mean, Humphrey is kind of a beast, but the problem is every once in a while it does do some sort of wind attack or something like that. And it actually will do a bit of damage to Humphrey. So generally what you'll want to do is have Humphrey equipped with a couple of like mega medicines instead of some like gear or whatever for your extra slots, just so that he can heal himself. So anyways, this will go pretty well though, or if I remember right, it went pretty well. I did spend a lot of time, it should be pretty obvious, leveling my characters up, so. So yeah, so like I said, that'll make things a little bit easier. There I actually, I went with the wrong Unite attack. I actually wanted to use the family attack instead of the buddy attack, but it is what it is. I have a Titan rune equipped on Rikimaru, and I don't know, that thing, I don't think that's a very good rune, to be honest. Now, apparently it does more damage, but it always makes you go last, which in boss fights, that's kind of okay. But it's just not a very good rune. I think that there's just other better ones, like Fury rune would be better for one thing. Reason being, I mean, a Fury rune is going to get you more damage, and then on top of that, it's not necessarily going to make you go last. Now, I think Rikimaru is actually kind of a slow character anyway, so that's not really hurting him that much. But, excuse me. Again, I'll be honest, I don't think that Titan rune is good at all. I think that's probably one of the worst runes in the game. But, anyways, yeah, let's crank out some family attacks here. 636, not too bad. Good old unbalance. So the good thing is, generally, your characters in the back row are pretty much protected from this. So actually, just kind of looking at this battle, it would have been smarter to have Nanami up front and the hero in the back. Reason being, often, if you're using the family attack, Nanami's going to be put off balance anyway, and there's a chance then that the harpy would grab her and kind of just waste that ability on her, because again, she's off balance anyway, so there's a chance that it would use that attack to put her off balance. But again, if you've already used the family attack, she's off balance anyway, and it just kind of would work out, kind of in your favor. But again, so I guess that's kind of just something extra that I didn't think of until I was watching this battle unfold. So there's your big reward there, 40,000 potch. So that's nothing to scoff at. And here we've got Kent rescued, obviously, and Kent still says here, he's saying that he heard herd of dragons, so... Okay, so I didn't catch that until just now. So the reason why Kent got in here was because Futch gave him Black's scale, or the scale that he had. And apparently he was able to get in here because of that. And I guess that also sort of explains why you can't ever get back in here once you leave. Well, sort of. It did mention that it was the rune that kind of dispersed the fog, which, again, the main character actually doesn't have at this point, so that's kind of silly. But the other thing is, I mean, later on in the game, the main character will still have his rune. So there's, to my mind, there's no reason why we actually shouldn't be able to get back in here. But whatever, that's the way they designed it, so it is what it is. But anyways, alright, so obviously we have found a dragon egg here, which means that it was then lain by a dragon, which would explain the... Oh, what was it? One of the characters had mentioned something about hearing the beating of wings, and then what, maybe like the cry of a dragon or something like that, something to that effect. But okay, don't want. That's kind of funny that Futch says he was the only one for me. So obviously pretty attached, which yeah, I get it. Interesting word choice. I don't think I would have used those exact words, but here Humphrey is like, okay, well, if you're not going to take care of this dragon, then it needs to, it needs to get worked over. Because if it doesn't have, basically, this is, he's saying there, the story here is that it's a wild dragon, and that, wild dragons can actually pose problems for humans, obviously because without any kind of training, they can, they'll attack humans. So, again, Humphrey making a decent point here. Like, hey, if you're not going to take care of this dragon, then, I'm going to put it down, essentially. Which, again, seems a little harsh, but to be completely fair to him, it does make sense. Alright, so this one is completely white with blue eyes, it looks like. So I don't know if this is that supposed to be an albino? No. Albinos don't have blue eyes, right? Don't they have? I don't know. I can never remember. Anyways, maybe they do. Or maybe sometimes they do and sometimes... I'm going to have to look that up now. Good old internet. I hope it won't fail me. But anyways, alright. So Futch here is going to take care of this new dragon. And christen you Bright. Okay, so sort of a fancy way of saying that he names it Bright. Okay, Futch, don't get all nerdy on us. Just kidding. Futch, you and your big words. Alright, so at that point now, these two have agreed to join us, which is pretty great. I mean, for one thing, Humphrey is a total beast. And then on top of that, we're actually going to be able to equip them with gear now. So there, Futch lets Kent keep the scale. I don't know if it was intended, but I suppose that's sort of a way to kind of explain that Futch has moved on. Obviously getting a new dragon, and then on top of that giving away the scale of his old dragon. So, again, I don't know if that was the intent, but that's kind of how I'm taking it. And there it is. They've officially joined, which, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank God. Thanks. Humphrey is going to be amazing still if it wasn't obvious. Oh, here, so I've got a skunk rune there. The skunk runes are only dropped by the pink birds in this this Matilda region. And they're actually kind of interesting. Basically, if you've got that skunk rune equipped, enemies cannot target you. I'm not sure why I've got that Gale rune highlighted. I already had that. I picked that up quite a while ago. But anyways. Okay. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's move on. Again, I've really farmed basically everything that I wanted to get a hold of in this region. I will say, so there actually is one more rune that you can get up there. It's called the Sylph rune, and I don't think that one's very good either. But on top of that, I don't know if that's the only way to get it. And actually, it's the pink bird that drops that too. So the pink bird actually drops both of those runes, the skunk rune and the Sylph rune. But I just don't remember if you can actually get that Sylph rune anywhere else. I know for sure the skunk rune is exclusive to those pink birds, so I guess keep that in mind. But I'm just trying to remember even what the Sylph rune does. I think it was something like it gives, I don't know if it like gives your HP to the rest of your party or something like that. It's something to that effect. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I've got one in my inventory here. Skunk? No, I don't. 2 skunk runes. My bad. But, yeah, anyways, like I was saying earlier, I generally had already farmed up anything that I really wanted to. And, to be honest, the most important ones to farm up at this point in the game is the black, I think it's the black urn from the spikers in Mount Rakute, and I think it's like the Turtle Plans 3 from the Hawkmen. Because again, those are, once you leave, and once you've actually, like, I should say, once you've killed the Harpy, you can't get back into Mount Rakute, so you have to do your farming beforehand if you want to get, you know, everything that you can out of the game, so. Anyways, we're back in Muse. Just saved the game. I suspect this will be a good time to check in at the rune shop and see if I can't get a hold of another Fury rune, which, nope, not this time. No luck. At this point, though, I wasn't... Oh, there's the Sylph rune. Oh, and then I missed the description. Oh, I think it's like sacrifices HP and gives it to allies. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that rune is very good at all, so I won't be, probably won't ever use that. Now, at this point, you know, if I really wanted to, I could reset my game and go talk to that rune master again just to try to get the Fury rune to show up. But I think I'm going to skip that just because I'm pretty sure I've got as many Fury... Well... You can never have too many, in my opinion, but, I didn't, I guess I just didn't feel like resetting my game to try to get a hold of another one. I think I already had 6 or 7 at this point, so that probably, should be a good indication of how much time I've spent, A, playing the game already, and then B, you know, actually working on getting those runes, because, again, unfortunately with those Fury runes, is they are incredibly rare. And on top of that, you can actually only get one every half hour. So, anyways, all right, let's move on. Okay, so I'm not even sure where we need to go anymore. I guess that kind of happens when I'm, you know, I'm just all over the place. Oh, okay, so I had realized that I didn't stop in and speak with Pilika's parents, so actually we need to do that, and, yeah, so, we'll just stop in here, speak with the parents, and then Pilika will have a request for us to go to the Muse item shop and pick up wooden amulet, I believe it is, and at that point, that will trigger another event, which obviously we will see in a bit, but yeah, okay. Alright, so yeah, this will be when she asks us to go get that. Something great. It's pretty great. I don't know. I do like, actually, I want to point one thing out here. So, we're not in Highland. And I actually don't know if Pilika's parents know that Joey's not from Highland. I think they might, though. I mean, I suspect he told them something about exactly what happened. Again, I may have actually just missed that, but one interesting thing, though, a takeaway from that would be, if the parents did know, that would make them seem pretty amazing, right? They've taken in essentially a soldier of another army, and just treated him like, he was their own. Whereas Joey's actual parents, number one, didn't believe him that he wasn't a traitor, and that's their own son, So again, I don't know. I don't know what they know. Again, I may have just missed that. And again, like I said, if they actually know that Joey's a Highland soldier, I mean, that even speaks more to their character than his own parents. So, anyways, all right. So this is the item shop, and we need to pick up that wooden amulet. Yeah, we'll pay that, of course, no problem. We've got more than enough cash to take care of that. Yeah, and that does go to the special items. It was kind of interesting that there was a flint in there still. And I'm kind of curious where that actually came from, because when we run the chores for Pole, you actually can take 2 extra flints. But those flints stay in your regular inventory, and I've actually dumped those off in the warehouse at this point. But again, it's kind of interesting that we still have 1 extra, but it's a special item. So I guess just one kind of goofy thing that I noticed. But alright, so we need to return here to Toto Village, and it is demolished. I like how Shiro the wolf was kind of freaking out looking around. Like he's, super interested in what's happening. Like, come on, man, you're a wolf. Alright, so here's Pilika. Apparently she is not the sole survivor, but one of the survivors. And so Pilika obviously describes what happened here, and obviously everybody was killed essentially by Luca's troops. So actually, one kind of interesting thing is Pilika literally saw her parents killed before her own eyes. And she's still talking at this point. So again, I guess kind of maybe put that in the back of your head. I think there's some events that are coming up here that almost don't really make sense to me then. But yeah, I don't know. Again, well, I'll probably bring that back up once we actually get there. But kind of interesting. Anyways, all right. So this is Apple, and she is apparently looking for Victor. So we need to go hunt him down. And then here's Hannah. So Hannah's the other survivor, which apparently Hannah, as well as this dog and Pilika, are, I believe, the three survivors here of Toto. And she says that she wasn't strong enough to protect the villagers here. So, yeah, I guess we're going to take her with us. As far as Hannah, I'll be honest, I think she's pretty much garbage. I don't remember. I vaguely remember. I think that she's got a unite attack with some of the other characters in the game. This little cave here will actually end up coming in here a little bit later. But anyways, Hannah, like I said, I think she might have a unite attack with some of the other characters. I don't remember 100% on that, but that would make her a little bit better. But she's only ever gonna get one rune slot, I believe it is, and that's a tough sell because so she's a short range character, and then from what I've seen, she doesn't really seem all that strong either. She's pretty tanky though, and she's got a she's actually able to equip a shield, so that actually makes her a little bit more defensive than a lot of the characters in the game. But she's also incredibly weak, so I don't know. Again, not one of my favorite characters in the game, I would say, but again, it is what it is. I'm actually going to use her for a little while, just because. But, anyways, alright, so we're here back at the fortress. And it's time to talk strategy. Did she say that you're the godfather of all mercenaries? I think that's what she said. Okay, yeah, so Apple obviously warning Victor and Flick that Luca Blight is essentially on the way. It's a little interesting, though, that... Yeah, I mean, that line right there doesn't make any sense. Victor says, what about the peace treaty? Well, we've already explained exactly what Luca Blight did, essentially in order to try to, to break the peace treaty. So... it seems weird that he's even surprised. Like, we've literally already told him what's going on. So, I don't know. I guess maybe he didn't believe the main characters, or... I mean, that's even still hard to kind of believe, to be honest. But, anyways. Alright, so there, yeah. Joey is obviously having a bit of a... crisis here on kind of who to trust, which makes sense. I mean, number one, his country's betrayed him, or at least the prince of his country has, and slaughtered innocent troops of their own area, and as essentially a reason to go to war. There's my Celadon urn. That was from farming the bonbon enemies, the little blue puffball things outside the mercenary fort here. And we'll actually need that to recruit somebody later. So, anyways, but yeah, Joey obviously, being betrayed by even the prince of his area just to basically as a reason to start war. And then his parents, not believing him at all. And, so... I mean, that'd be tough for anybody, right? But obviously, they're the main character, reassuring him that he can trust us. All right, so we've got some fire spears. I told you to take care of your toys. Quiet. All right, so we need to hunt down Sai and get him to fix these fire spears. So we will track him down. He is in, what is the name? Ryub. I always forget the name of that one. So basically where we got Kinnison and Shiro at, we'll need to kind of go back into there, and I guess we'll actually have to continue a bit farther on into the forest and recruit Sai. And alright, so what do we have here? You're a fool to go without me. Okay, alright, well, yeah, I guess I'm just tossing some different people in. Ah, yeah. No, Futch, I'm actually going to take him back out. I think I decided to put Hannah in and Humphrey. Get a nice solid front line. Oh, actually, maybe Fudge will stay in. We'll see here. We'll see. Fudge is actually not one of my favorite characters, so I would be surprised if I leave him in. He's not bad by any means, and actually, he's actually pretty strong in comparison to, you know, most of my, obviously because of the glitch, but again, we'll have to see here who I actually end up with. Looks like okay. Maybe that is what I decided. For some reason I thought I took Kinnison with, but apparently not. So all right, let's head right up to Ryub. All right, so these are the bonbons. Like I was saying earlier, these are the guys that have the Celadon urn, and unfortunately, it's something like a 1% drop rate. So you'll end up, you know, getting a ton of failure urns and what's the other one? Octopus urn, I think it is. So you know, be prepared to spend quite a bit of time. I don't know if even if those are even the best place to get them. I don't remember if one of the other monsters drops a Celadon urn and if it's a better rate or not. I'm not sure, but I just had some extra time on my hands while I think I was playing some other game at the same time. So I just farmed up one of those just to get that out of the way. This area, I would still say it's a good idea to kind of just keep letting these monsters go until, or I should say, unless you get into a battle with the woodpeckers, because they just, you know, the rest of this stuff is just junk now. There's no reason to fight it. All right, so obviously, like I was saying earlier, you basically just continue on from the area that we recruited Kinnison and Shiro at earlier, and that leads us to Sai's house here. And I guess it's pretty obvious, or it should be pretty obvious, that this guy is a blacksmith. Guess he's not coming back. Yeah, I'll speak of the devil, eh? And he's basically drops the, hey, what are you doing in my house? I don't appreciate it when I'm not here, you know? What are you doing? Okay, war again. I already got my things packed. Alright. Well, good deal. That didn't take much convincing. When the job is done, I'll take payment. Alright, fair enough, buddy. Okay, here, I don't know. I probably could have kicked Futch out and stuck Sai in there. But, I just left him in the convoy anyway, for whatever reason. Yeah, I guess I'm probably not even... I don't even know if I'll do any more fighting. Yeah, by the time I get back, I may end up just letting all these monsters go. I don't remember if I actually got into another round of, or met another formation of woodpeckers or not, but again, I think those are really the only thing that's worth even bothering with at this point. Those killer runes are, well, they're killers. Okay, here we've got another scene that triggers when we get close to the Ryub village again. And it certainly looks like Luca has struck again. Okay, so I don't I guess I don't really know if this village. I mean, even Toto. I don't know that these villages were all that like strategic. So I'm kind of curious why he started here. But it is what it is. All right, so this part is pretty brutal. This really kind of. I mean, it's already pretty obvious that Luca's a pretty horrible person, but they did a. I'll be honest, the writers did a really great job of really hammering the fact that this guy is the villain, of hammering it home. So he tells this chick to pretend she's a pig, and then she does, and his response is, "Die, pig." So brutal. Kiba there, or Kaiba, I don't know actually what his or how his name is supposed to be pronounced, but gosh, I'm trying to think. I vaguely remember him maybe being a recruitable character later. I don't remember, but as of right now, he's obviously working for Luca. And then, if you notice there, he did say something about, you know, do you think we're, you know, can we continue on? Basically, you know, come on, dude, let's get out of here. This is ridiculous. So a little bit of a hint of a normal human being there. And, you know, maybe an attempt at trying to keep Luca in check. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to give the guy a little bit of credit, but I suppose, I mean, Luca's pretty unhinged, so there's really no talking sense to the guy, but anyways, all right, so you can basically there where you know, we say that we can't let Luca go. Sai is like, nope, I'm not letting you guys die here, and he knocks the main characters out if you choose that option. Otherwise, you can say, yeah, we have no choice, we can't fight him now. A man who looks like a bear was worried about you. Okay. Yeah, so let's head upstairs here, and we need to speak with Victor and Flick. Okay. So right there, I actually picked the wrong option there. You need to take the bottom option. Basically, I just told him, okay, cool. I guess I'm done here. Which, you know, we need to volunteer to help. Okay, so I'll fight by your side. Alright, so here they want to kind of make sure that we're the real deal. Now, it's a little funny because we've already fought with them before, so they know that we can handle ourselves in battle. But, again, for whatever reason, I almost feel like it was just to force a duel in, which was that right there. But, I don't know how much damage you have to do to Flick, or if you just need to hit him once. I'm not even sure, but well, because we're so overpowered right now, that was pretty easy. The enemy isn't going to hold back like you did? Okay, dude. You didn't even take a swing at me, because I crushed you. Alright, so at this point, you get to name your crew. And that is for the, I don't know what these, I don't know, like war battles or like the war mini game, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, it's the company, okay. So, for now, the war company is going to be the main character, Nanami and Joey. Everyone gather in the square. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. These battles are, I don't know, they're kind of fun sometimes. There's a certain amount of randomness to them that I don't really like, but actually, the first one ironically went horribly for me. You can't control 3 of the 4. What are they? They're like, well, the companies. So you can only control the main character's company. And unfortunately, I just got incredibly unlucky with my first battle, and I think Sai ended up dying. So I had to actually just restart my game and retry it. So that was actually really annoying. Like how bad that went. And then the second time it was the complete opposite. I just wrecked them, and I had no issues whatsoever. So again, there's a certain amount of randomness to it that I find extremely annoying, but yeah, whatever, it is what it is. But all right, yeah. Victor says something about I think it's a there's a pretty horrible symbol there on the flag or whatever. But all right, boy, we are out of time. So the next video is actually going to be our first whatever war skirmish thing or whatever it's called, and it'll be kind of fun. So anyways, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.